Welcome to the 2 a.m. crew, the brand new show. Would you call this new? The rebrand, you know. Um, yeah, it's no secret. I never liked the name of the Rick Gage show. Wanted to move
Mostly
away
the
from.
rig part.
Yeah, the Rick part. I don't know. So why the 2 a.m. crew? Real quickly. Um, I feel like people who wake up at 2 a.m. are the hardest working people in the world, and
Mm.
those people are usually sports fanatics. So, depending on the night before, how your team went, Jerry, can you give me a quick update on that Met game?
A second.
I mean, we're trying to, we're
Some
all
commercial, right? It's in a commercial break right now, but I think we got out of the jam
all right.
that we were in.
We're still up 3-1. Okay. So
Still
it's
three
like
one.
a simulcast. So depending on the mood, let's say, we're all avid Mets fans. If the Mets, I'm not even going to say it. Let's use another team. If the Yankees were playing and we were Yankee fans and they lost tonight, right? Our mood at 2 a.m. would not be a great one. We probably wouldn't go to sleep till 2 a.m. because then you'd have to watch all the post game press conference. You got to find out what's going on with this guy's leg, what's going on with the coach, why did he make this change. So the 2 a.m. crew, this is dedicated to all you hardworking people out there who love sports, are big sports fans, and that 2 o'clock hour, you either are in full fledged heaven, like the Knicks versus Sixers, when my boy DiVincenzo hit
Mhm.
that
Rest in
pointer.
peace. Rest in peace.
That 3 pointer, probably one of the greatest 3 pointers in Knicks history at this point. At this point,
Not to nitpick, but he missed the first one and they need to get a rebound and shoot another one. But
Yeah,
that's
but you know who got the rebound for him to make that second one? I heart. Rest in
I
peace.
heart.
I
He's
heart
still on the
too.
bench.
I mean, I mean, he was like. So this show is dedicated to you guys. This is a my love story of comedy and sports because the two go hand in hand together. So my guest today is Jaime Fernandez and Jerry Diaz. No strangers to the old pod, but I wanted familiar faces to usher in a new era to this new pod. So thank you guys
Woo!
for joining me.
I was relieved because I thought when you sent the email and it said the 2 a.m. crew, I was like, that's pretty late to record a podcast.
Are we potting at two?
I was gonna have to drink a lot of Red Bull to stay up for
I,
that.
I
I,
want to
I,
say thank you. I feel privileged and honored to be part of the inaugural 2 a.m. crew. I want to
yeah.
thank my mom. I want to thank my
Bago's
dad.
also in the
Yeah,
crew as
yeah,
well. You know.
yeah. I feel
Well, Bago
honored.
sleeps before 10, so he goes to
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah. I mean, we got to figure out how that's gonna work, but he's in there. He's in there.
He's like
So
before 9 p.m. crew.
9 p.m. So this is all those group chats, barbershops, conversations. They all happen here.
Mm.
So let's get into it. The big three sports in the U.S. is basketball, baseball, and football. Jamie, give me your three. How'd you fall in love with each team? And
Mm.
give me the little story behind each basketball, baseball, and football.
Um, the first sport that I remember watching and loving, ironically now is like probably my third favorite on that list
Mhm,
now.
mhm.
But it's football. I think my first sports memory is watching the New York Giants
Mhm.
beat the Buffalo Bills in Super Bowl 1990 when uh,
Wow.
the, the Buffalo Bills kicker missed the kick, the field goal at the end of the game. What's his? It was Scott Norwood. Scott Norwood.
John Orr. This was when
Uh,
the Bills went to four consecutive. Was this one of the
I think
war?
this was
One
the
of the
first
four?
one. This was
Oh,
the first of like three that they went to and lost. And so I was like 9 or 10
mhm,
watching this, but I just it really fooled me because it made me think that all my teams were gonna get the happy ending. For the rest of my sports watching life, that I
mhm.
would get the happy ending and my team would come out on top. in the end when I needed them to. And so it hasn't really worked out that way for the teams that I followed. But that first memory was a good one, Super Bowl victory. And
you've seen two other after that. So
for
2007.
the same team. So
Yeah.
thank you, New York Giants. And shout out to at that time Jeff Hosteller was a quarterback.
Oh yeah,
he's a good one. I was too young to watch the '86 Phil Sims led team that won that Super Bowl.
But shout out to Phil. Shout out to
Phil was the man. But Lawrence Taylor was on that team, the 90 team. He was he was on his last legs. He was like that was like 5 rehabs into his career. So
he was over. He was definitely into the crack at that point. He had graduated the crack.
Wow.
But,
we love you, LT. We love you, LT.
Oh, we love LT.
Yeah. So that was my first memory. My second, and then shortly thereafter, I got into both basketball and baseball. I don't know which one first, but I remember just watching basketball, and that the whole '90s was me obsessed with the New York Knicks.
Oh my God.
The heartache, but they were, I think I took for granted those. I think all Knicks fans took for granted. We were competitive that whole decade. We were in the playoffs every year.
50 wins almost every year in the playoffs, competing for the final couple spots.
50-win seasons, just every year, like this. But we faced a once in a lifetime superstar who was in our division, who was Michael Jordan, of course.
Bad time to pick up basketball. Bad time.
Bill Cartwright, of course, the guy that always stood in our way. These jokes are right now for 90s basketball fans now. So a niche group right now. That's listening.
This is our audience, so
yeah,
I want to stay true to our audience. They should relate with it.
And then I got into the Mets when they were. I think the first year I was a Met fan was the worst team money could buy year. That was Bonilla. There you go. When he had
Jordan. Oof.
It's old when he had a little bit of hair.
Yeah, he has hair.
1990. This is the 1990 69-point game. Commemorative.
But that people that that Jordan doesn't exist. Only the one that won 6 championships exists.
I know, and this is from the MVP season. So
that Jordan was a pimp. He had the chain.
He had the little choker.
The chain.
I vividly remember him. The logo. He had a chain when he did the logo. But
I think he gambled. I think he gambled his chains away, so he stopped wearing jewelry.
Yeah,
he couldn't.
The worst team money.
He gambled his dad away too, but we're not going to talk about
that. But the worst team money can buy, yeah. So that was when I got into the Mets, and that was the team that Bonilla, the team that they would put, throwing firecrackers in the parking lot with Brett Saberhagen and Vince Coleman. That team was just kind of not the best team to start with, but I used to watch Ralph Kiner's Corner.
Yeah, baby.
Tim McCarver. McCarver was there, was doing this, both of them together. They were the first Gary, Ron, and Keith.
Keith and Ron. Yeah, they were the first Gary, Keith, and Ron, yeah.
And so Gary and I think it's what Paul wait, who?
Oh, Gary Carter. Sid.
See, so Jerry, I want to know if Jerry was into sports during the '86 season, because I wasn't. I was 5 or 6.
I definitely was 2 years old, and I was not alive.
Yeah,
my mom was an avid Mets fan. She always, But before that, Jerry, let's go to you.
I was still breastfeeding in '86, and which is weird because I was 6, but I was young. Let's just say I was young.
It's part of the culture,
Yeah. Well, mine obviously, yeah, I'm a little bit older. So I started, and I'm Dominican, so my first love was baseball.
Okay.
And I started watching, and I was about 6 or 7. I started watching the Mets a little bit, And then I
What
really
year
started.
was this that you were 6 and 7 allegedly?
I'm gonna say, look, I really
What's
started watching.
the wait? Did the stock market crash or
It wasn't during the
what
20s. All right,
war were
relax.
we in at the time?
All right. So here's what happened.
Did you see the Lou Gehrig press conference live?
I started following the Mets like right around when Gooden came up. So I kind of saw that crazy season he had in '85, right? And I also remember when they traded for Gary Carter. You know, I remember those things. I was a little kid. I was like, but I started watching the Mets. I was like, you know, I'm gonna follow. Like started following the Mets. I'm gonna watch game 1 to 162 or whatever game that is. Yeah, and that was guess what season? I started watching the Mets in 1986 from game 1. So that
You
whole
did.
season, I saw that whole. I was 9, 8, 9
Oh
years old,
man, I feel so
and I
bad
thought
for
that was
you.
gonna be the rest of my life as a Mets fan. That '86 year, you know.
Wow.
And
So
I
you
also
were
thought that they won because I was watching, you know, because I decided to watch every game.
okay.
And I actually tortured I gave my dad such a hard time because he was trying to tell me to go to bed. Nice.
Doc Gooden.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the '80s, so that game 6, I was, you know, he was telling me to go. So to me, my idols, like right off the bat, are Doc and Strawberry. Like I saw them both come up, and I saw them like just kick ass, and they were like, you know, whatever. And baseball is like a really white sport, and when you see black people doing things in there, like it attracted my attention. So anyway, so I started watching baseball then. Football. So then here I go again, football, boom. My uncle puts me onto football during the 86-87 season. And guess what happens that year? They win the Super Bowl against the Broncos. I watched the whole thing. I saw it from game 1 all the way through. I'm like, yo, this is good luck. I'm you know, whatever. Wow. And then that stopped. Then after that I was in love with the Giants, and you know, they won. That's been the most successful team, and the one that I least watch now. I really, you know, I've stopped.
Wow. I mean, we don't blame you. We'll get to later on why.
Yeah. But anyway, so and then the Knicks. I actually started watching the Knicks faithfully, religiously in '92. So I saw like it was like you know, I had to watch the Knicks before. You know, I saw like when Mark Jackson came up, but I was watching it like I would see it. I wasn't into it, you know. But I was seeing everything like, oh, you know, I actually saw like a couple Bernard King games. You know, like I actually remember watching him play and like scoring 50 and like hearing about it. Because I was into sports. But yeah, that '92 season, right before they went and they got Charles Smith and Doc Rivers, they made that trade with the Clippers. You know, they had Xavier McDaniel, they had Kiki Vandeweghe, they had Mark Jackson. That I remember watching that team, and I remember actually being hurt when they traded away Mark Jackson because that was our point guard. You know, I was like, for who? For Glenn Rivers? Who the fuck is Doc? Who the hell is that? And yeah, and then I remember like that one of the first seasons that I saw from like game 1 all the way was when they ended up going to the finals again in '94.
Here you go. So Mark Jackson gets traded to Clippers on the upper deck card. I actually have the Doc one that says he's wearing a Clippers jersey and it says traded to Knicks.
Do you have the Mark Jackson Menendez brothers one?
I've been looking for. I'm pretty sure. So I saw the card Jamie's referring to. Mark Jackson's playing at the Garden. It's from this set, right? Yeah. This is Wilkins though. The Menendez brothers aren't in the background of the. Yeah. So I have not that.
And they're wearing bloody shirts. It's crazy.
But I do got some really old school Mark Jackson.
That's a good one. When you see that old Knicks logo, first of all,
they brought that back.
Yeah, me and Jamie always talk about that's our favorite logo.
Kith.
I know you guys would appreciate Kenny Skywalker.
Kenny Skywalker was the when he came here, he was going to be the next big thing. When they drafted him, super hyped.
Damn.
So I mean, I even got
Johnny Newman. We had Johnny Newman as our 2 guard. Gerald Wilkins.
Two Wilkins. We had Eddie Lee Wilkins too, and they weren't related.
Yeah, he was the center. Oh shit!
And Wilkins.
There it
so
is.
It's the Knicks thing has been my favorite thing. Like when
course.
Yeah.
Collecting, because I've fallen in love with collecting cards again, and I've been, obviously, I had to get a couple bronze, Brunsons, JB is it now. He's
Yeah,
the king
man.
of New York.
He's the king of New York.
I think
So
you can only describe him in
Jalen
New
at
York.
all costs.
Yeah, like big body, braided Brunson. Yeah.
So that's beautiful. So out of those three, Jaime and Jerry, which one's the one that you would do anything for? Out of the three teams that you guys root for, three different sports.
Yeah. Jamie's saying the right. It's only because we have not witnessed a championship by them. The Knicks need to win in my lifetime. I saw them go to the finals twice.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Got that great runs. That 99 team was fun to watch. There was a lot of good runs that the Knicks had, and they've had some really good teams. They just never, and to know that they haven't won since 73. That's even before me. That's fucking old. That's a long time ago.
Are you sure? You
I'm
weren't
positive.
like 6.
I was born in the 70s, but not that.
Yeah, and it's I just feel like as I've gotten older, I just realized I can watch a full basketball game from beginning to end. I barely watch a full, unless it's the playoffs. I barely can watch a whole baseball game from beginning to end.
It's on the background. Baseball could be on in the background because there's stuff going. Like when things are about to happen, you can tune in.
Yeah, and football I could watch, but the Giants have been so boring since their Super Bowl.
What's weird? Us three, we all have the same fandoms, all three teams. The same thing for me. Actually, the first team I fell in love with was the Knicks, and I started watching them in '90. So it's kind of cool. Nice. These are 90 Fleer cards. So this is the first year I was buying cards.
Wow. They look pristine.
I know. I'm so proud of these. I pulled them out. Like you mentioned, the X-Man. Here he is.
I heard you like to pull out.
That's right. We have Rod.
I like to pull them all out.
Another. As a
dude, I bumped into Mason in like a bar that had one of those like mechanical horses.
Yeah.
Dude was like lit up that night. I was like, "Yo, Mace!" And he took a picture of me and everything. But
is this the one in Williamsburg?
No, it was one downtown. I think it was called like Johnny Utah's or some shit.
Yeah, Johnny Utah's on 40. Yeah. We know.
It was random. I was like,
if you wanted it. I mean, I knew as a kid, and my dad didn't know this, but he would always go to the Bronx. They had that Oakley had that car wash right over, like right when you cross the bridge into the Bronx. There was like that section where they have like all the mechanic, like how like Queens is, where they had all the car stuff there. And then there was a strip, strip there where the car wash was, and you can see you were liable to run into an NBA player there, especially like during the off season, for whatever reason. It was really weird. So whenever my dad, I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to go," and he'd be like, "Why the fuck you want to go to the Bronx?" So,
isn't that where Karl-Anthony early got robbed? Coming from the strip
club? Probably.
So, I was like, out of all the basketball players, this group is gonna rob. You decided to, you chose Karl-Anthony early. Whatever.
It was a little early to rob him too because he had no. It was really early to rob him too because he hadn't shown.
In classic Knicks fandom, I thought that dude was gonna be way better than he was.
Well, no,
in classic delusional Knicks fandom, I was like, Karl-Anthony early might surprise you this year, yo.
Right, like Landry Fields and shit. But look, my thing is, it was
same
like
thing with Kevin Knox.
Right. My frustration was with the players that I knew were gonna be good, and we got rid of them, and they went to the teams like Rod Strickland.
Mm-hmm.
I know we had Mark Jackson, and he was coming off the bench, but every time he came in, he would like bust ass, and I was like, why are we not playing this guy? I know we had Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson was a little slower and everything, but he had control of the team. But man, Rod Strickland, when he first came into the league, it was like, there's just certain plays that you see him play. You're like, wow.
I never saw him live. I saw a little bit of Mark Jackson, like his last year, but I never saw Strickland.
I mean, we saw Mark Jackson on the Pacers, nigga. Like that was the worst.
Doing that little shimmy dance. I
hated it. Worst. And then when he came back, when they brought him back, I was like, nah, I don't want you back, bro. I don't want you back.
No, because in the press conference, like in the post game, every time against Indiana, he would purposely like diss the city and shit. I was
Yeah.
like, do people forget that he was a troll?
Right.
He became a troll, Indiana troll. I was
Big
like,
time.
oh,
Big
yeah.
time.
I
Because he was
mean, being
feeding
a
them
St.
information
John's
about New York.
legend, and I think he was just sour on the relationship with the Knicks. But
Ernie Grunfeld. Either they loved him or they hated him. That was the crazy thing. That was a funny shit. You know.
so yeah, like being a kid
Washington
and
hated
growing
him
up in
too.
New York.
He was a horrible GM for Washington.
New York was the Knicks were the first team I fell in love with. Being from DR, we always watched baseball. I was a fan of the game first before I became a Mets fan.
Okay.
I'll say that because you will find a picture of me wearing a Yankee hat in '96. Cause one of the first players I always liked was Donnie Baseball.
Mattingly?
Yeah. Then
but he wasn't better than this man right here. This when you talk
you
about
gotta
first
understand, I didn't see Keith. I didn't get to see Keith. That was the problem. I was heavy into basketball. Never really into. I got into baseball in '94.
Gotcha.
Right? I liked Griffey. I was all over the place. You know,
Jerry used to watch Ken Griffey Sr. That's how far back he goes.
And Bobby Bonds.
And Bobby Bonds.
So, yeah, and then Rob Ventura was always my guy. I was always hoping that like one of my guys would land in the city, and then my mom was like, "Yeah, I'm a Mets fan." Blah blah blah. Subway Series here. I was like, I'm choosing Queens.
Oh wait, so the Subway Series is when you decided to make that decision?
In 98,
98,
I actually transitioned to be like I was a Mets fan.
You transitioned. I transitioned.
I transitioned in 99.
In 98, I transitioned, and 99 we had that great run, and then 2000 we were in the World Series, and I was like, "Yo, this is my team. This is it for me." You know, Yankees keep winning. My guys need to win one, you know.
I don't know.
It wasn't like Jerry. All his teams won from the beginning. He's like, yeah, I pick them. I like them.
I was spoiled. Yeah.
There was investment in this for me. You know, I was suffering. The Knicks were winning.
The other thing is, bro, like you got to think about it also, like with when it comes to the Mets, right? Like, yeah, they're frustrating and they give you whatever. But the teams that are good, and when they are good, they actually have like this eclectic cast of characters every time. Like there's always like
Outshine the Yankees. I've always thought that when the Mets are playing good and the Mets are great, they outshine the Yankees.
How about this? All those championships that the Yankees won in the 90s, okay? And the way that the 86 Mets team is still glorified over any other team in New York in baseball is great.
98 Yanks have something to say about that, but
I don't know, but still.
But really, do you really hear people talk about Scott Brocious like that?
No,
no.
There's certain.
Wasn't Strawberry on that 98 team?
He might. Yes, he was. I think he was.
Wasn't Gooden on that 98 team?
And Doc was on that team too.
Are people waxing poetic about Charlie Hayes? No, but with Mets players, it's like, remember
Wally Backman?
Yeah,
remember Lenny Dykstra? Remember Danny Heap? We still remember Danny Heap. Do we remember any bench players from the Yankees from the 98 team?
No, everybody knows the 86 team. Everybody knows the whole relief pitching staff. Everybody loves.
Wait. Who was the dude that stole the gloves?
Aguilera.
Who was the dude that stole Jeter memorabilia while he was still a teammate?
Was it Ricky Leday? No. It was Ricky Leday?
Yeah, wait, no,
it was like a Rivera. I forgot his name, bro.
It was a Rivera.
Mariano's cousin.
Yes. At least I thought it was. Yeah, that's hilarious. He stole Jeter's glove or something, like, and they were still playing.
I wanted the Mets to sign him right then and there. I was like, yo, this guy's a prospect stealing Jeter memorabilia.
But
Rivera, something like that.
The Mets just seem to have like we still got characters from that last run that we had. Like, you had memorable moments from Daniel Murphy, Syndergaard. Like, there was characters on that team. Now this team right now, that's what feels special about this team. The Jose Iglesias story right now is ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
He's dropping the guy remix to OMG with
you got White. Yo, you got white Long Island guys, middle-aged Long Island guys singing along to a reggaeton
Oh
song.
my god!
You know what I mean? Like, this is how serious this year got. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh
So-
my god! Oh yeah, this is a great one. I love this tune.
The Mets made me eat my words this year because in July, late June, early July, I said we would not win 80 games and we would not make the playoffs. And I also gave a prediction that the Yankees would make the World Series this year.
Mm.
So, where we stand, what's the score, by the way, on the game? I don't want to
Oh, I
lose
got you.
track.
Hold on. Which
I
means
wanna know-
It's still
what you're
And
saying
then
is so the Yankees aren't going to make the World Series. That's what you're
No,
saying.
I'm saying they
3-1.
are. I'm
We're
saying
not-
they
No, I'm
definitely
saying,
are.
yeah, but your other prediction didn't come out either.
It didn't happen. But
So the Yankees are not going to the World Series.
But two things happened in baseball today that Houston is out of it, and so is Baltimore. So it leaves Kansas City and the Tigers
Yeah, I don't know. I think
on that
Yankees,
side. That's kind of like dicey and
the
weird.
competition is so questionable in the American League that the Yankees. I think I don't think they can be bad enough to not make it to the World Series.
They have to now. Like, who is it that's standing in their way right now?
Who's
I'll
left?
wait. Cleveland is in the playoffs.
Oh
like,
well, their manager standing in their way.
Yeah,
I
Boone.
mean, yeah, you know. And then it's a weird thing for me because the Mets, right? If we win, we play Philly.
Yes.
Then we got to play between Dodgers and Braves.
Yeah.
No, that's my championship game. If we were to beat Philly and then get swept in the next series, I'll still be happy.
You'll be all right because we
I
weren't.
mean, I'll be happy if we beat Milwaukee, to be honest, because I didn't expect anything this year.
That's
But
true.
if we beat Philly, I would celebrate like it was
It's a World Series.
World
Yeah.
Series, because I've just grown to hate
Really?
Philly fans
I just
even
think, like,
more because of the
I
Sixers.
think that's an
series last year.
obtainable series for us. I don't think is that too far of a stretch. I don't see any guy that is going to like really put down our lineup. I don't see. I
Oh, in the
see
Phillies? Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we
I'm
match
not
up. well
scared
with
of
them.
none of the
We
pitchers.
match up. We match
Yeah,
up.
I'm not saying.
I'm
not
thinking
saying
more of
that
the
it's
Braves
possible. I'm just saying I'll be
when
happy.
they destroyed our dreams a couple of years ago, right? The Braves. I would love. Rothenberg said this morning. If it happens, they beat Phillies, they beat the Braves, and then they beat the Yankees in the World Series. All his other teams could be disappointing for the next 10 years. He was saying in the radio. But I'm just thinking from a Mets point of view, right? 2007 Giants. What was our road to the Super Bowl? Tampa,
Right. Green Bay.
Dallas, Green
Dallas,
Bay,
Right.
and then we got to New England.
Patriots. Right.
So the Mets have like a similar road. I don't want to get that far ahead.
With the Mets luck, they beat the Phillies. Pete Alonso has a big series, and then the Phillies sign him in free agency the next year.
Next year.
And then he tortures us for the next 6 to 7 years.
You know how much I hate Travis Dorno. I just
Because
the
he
guy
just didn't
can-
produce here. And then he just gets traded right away. And then he's like one of the top 10 catchers in the league.
That's the most
And-
annoying form
and
of
the stats when he plays us, like they just, you know how in baseball they show against the Mets. This is
Yeah.
his line.
Like
For
Chipper
some
Jones.
reason, every Mets pitcher in history never gets the memo. Do not give up a home run to the guy who used to play on the
Play
team.
for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
We always give up Daniel Murphy when we played him when he
Oh,
went,
he
when
murdered us
to
when
the
he went
Rockies.
to Washington.
How did
Yeah,
you
went to
guys
Washington.
feel?
Yo, he hit a home run every game that year against us.
How did you guys feel? Yeah, he killed us. How did you guys feel about, because this was a little bit of a controversy.
Mm.
How did you guys feel about the Mets in Atlanta celebrating together on the field?
I was 100% okay with it because they're fighting and clawing their way. Atlanta had a similar path, and they're just ball players. Like them dudes is boys. Let's not pretend like,
Yeah.
You really think the Cunha brothers hate each other? Like
Right.
it's not. It would be a different story if it was Philly though.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
Well, you know what it
know,
is
but
too.
let's keep
I
it
don't think
real.
the rivalry isn't as strong with Atlanta as it used to be. To be
It's
honest.
not. There's no Chipper Jones. There's
Right.
no
And
Maddox,
they're
Smokes, and
right,
Glavine.
right. and there isn't that fear that like the old Mets team used to have this fear when they went into Atlanta, and they would never win. They would always get their ass kicked in Atlanta for whatever
It's
reason.
like
whatever.
the Jets and the Patriots.
Right. And I think that's changed. And like you're right, I think our bigger rivals since it's been Philly. And also because of what's going on with the other sports, like with
but
the
let's
Sixers
keep it real. The
shit.
Latino players it doesn't matter if you're in the opposing team. They're just always gonna be like
they're gonna chill.
If they're around each other, they're gonna be laughing and talk and chilling and
yeah.
I think like older, like especially like white ball players, they're very like cranky. They're like, why are you talking to the opposing team? Right. But Latinos don't care. Like they're like, oh shit, what's up? Dímelo. Like, and they're like, it becomes a party. So I do think it's a different generation of ball player that is willing to just like be like that with the other team. Like just
I think
it's just other sports too. In basketball, it's like at the end of the game, everybody's hugging. No,
that's the LeBron era of the NBA. I in the 90s, I would have not fly. I mean, Jordan swap. And Barkley, they would.
I'm ready to admit. I'm ready to admit something here as a basketball fan and as an
wait. Let's not go to basketball just yet. Okay, I'm gonna say this one thing, right? So we all agreed we were talking Mets for a little while.
Sure.
Knicks is the team, right? Like, Rick, you can only keep one team. Giants, Mets, or Knicks. I would pick Knicks.
Right? I would pick Knicks. I haven't been this excited, and I'm not going to talk about the Knicks until we start. But I'm never been this excited for any sports season as much as the one that the Knicks are about to play.
Yes,
that shows me that it's Knicks over everything.
Agreed,
Jerry. Same.
Agreed. Same thing. Even before the trades and all that other shit, like I was because of the run that they had last year.
I would have ran it without the trade. I didn't really.
Right. I think I actually because we forgot they went 16-2 at one point with the team that they had. But besides all of that, I think as soon as the season ended last year, we were so injured, and the fact that the team just formed their identity last year towards the end of the playoffs, meaning like there was a clear leader. Then everybody kind of fit into their roles, and then it was a well-oiled. I saw it like being formulated, like very well put together, and then for them to run into those injuries and not be able to continue and stuff like I really feared no team last year in the playoffs. Like I feel like we could have taken Celtics. I feel like we could have taken fully non-injured. We could have. I think so. We would have given them a run.
And you know what? I'm gonna admit, not because the playoffs are over, but I didn't fear any team. Neither.
Yeah.
Even with the injuries, I felt like the next man up.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say before you say that, I know I know it's the Knicks because I troll other. I have a fake IG. I have a fake IG page. What do you call it? A burner page.
A burner page.
And I use it to troll every other team's Instagram page. And I get hateful comments back from their fans because I'm in there like,
I want to do that.
Yo, Knicks are gonna win this year. Go Knicks! #Knicks. And I would get like 25 responses, but no likes. That's how.
So, my question to you is: if I had the magic power to give the Knicks a championship, this be a magical season. We get a championship. But you have to do unimaginable things. What would that unimaginable thing be?
I would go to a Diddy party if we get a. I would go to a Diddy party and sign a non-disclosure agreement if I could.
If it guaranteed Knicks champ, the championship 2024, 2025
Give me the baby oil. Give me the baby oil and let's go.
I would. I'd vote for Trump. I'd vote for Trump.
Ooh, okay.
I'd vote for Trump. To get a Knicks chip, I would vote for Trump. That's how far I would take it.
I'm gonna
make Madison Square Garden great again.
Great again, yeah.
I would do both those things. Plus, I would return the championship run of the 2007-2011 season of the Giants. I would trade in the 1986 World Series of the Mets.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
Hold on a second. Wait, I'm not done with what else I would do.
You don't.
I
You're
would
offering this, but you could
I
just
would
give up
sit
one of
on
those.
Yeah,
Harvey
yeah.
Weinstein's casting couch. I would whatever it takes to secure this victory. I will be that guy, man. I would take one for the team to make sure. As long as I could go to the parade and bask in it for a few weeks and just live in it. So I remember when the Giants won in 2007, I couldn't get over it. Like it was a high that there was no way I was coming down from.
No, you
Listen,
know
that
what?
parade,
It's
that-
funny because that year, that game, I was like hyped. It was like the catch. We beat the undefeated Patriots. That second Super Bowl was so it felt
uneventful.
anticlimactic.
Yeah,
I was like,
uneventful.
why am I not more hyped for a Super Bowl win? It was the
I
weirdest
kind
thing. I was
of
like,
I
something's
knew we were
off.
gonna win that one. I had that weird feeling that Eli would have the eternal troll over Brady. I just wasn't. I didn't get up for that Super Bowl like I did for that
Yeah.
first one.
I was like, am I spoiled? Because I mean, I guess I thought the Giants were gonna keep winning Super Bowls, but they.
Let
But
me
I'll
tell you
explain
something,
to you
though.
why you felt that way. So game 16 of that season, we played Pats last game of the season.
I knew we were gonna beat
We
them after that.
stocked them in the mouth that
I
game. Like
knew we lost that
Wait,
game.
wait,
We lost
you
that
lost
talking
game.
about the first Super Bowl or the second year, the second one?
The
we're
first year,
talking about
2007.
2007,
Yo,
2007,
yeah,
the first
Yeah,
one.
That was
yeah.
that year I loved. Yes.
So
That
when they
game.
played that last game of the season, they played the Pats. Yes, week 16. And they were scared. I was like, yo, if we face them in the Super Bowl, we could take this team. I felt it right away. I was like, yo, I want them. I want them. And I should be undefeated by the time we see them in the Super Bowl. And that's exactly what happened.
I wanted them in the Super Bowl after that game, game 16. I could see Brady couldn't deal with the pass rush. It was too much. And I don't think we brought the
Line was
heat.
ridiculous.
We didn't bring the heat down in that game on him like we did in the Super Bowl. And I knew they could do more. I didn't want Randy Moss breaking the record as much as I love Randy. I didn't want Brady breaking the record, but I wanted Randy to break it. But you couldn't do it without the other, and they did it in that game.
And they did in that game.
Wait, I have a Giants question before we get into the other sports. Do you think Eli is a Hall of Famer?
100% in my mind, because we have the opposite of Eli. Like, the Cowboys, who I despise and hate, they have Dak Prescott. Dak's probably one of the best in-season quarterbacks, but what does he do in the playoffs? Let's look at Eli's brother, Peyton. Although he has 2 Super Bowl rings, one he won via the defense, one he won on his own merit, didn't perform like Eli. If you look at Eli's playoff numbers,
listen. All you have to do is look at the comebacks. He had one of the best records with comebacks in fourth quarters. His numbers are ridiculous. Like, Google that
then
shit
name
up.
me his receivers.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
The other aspect of this,
right?
And
because I can tell you, Peyton had Harrison and
Marvin
all that.
Harrison.
You're gonna know these names.
We have Mario Manningham.
I mean, I love Victor Cruz, but Victor Cruz, who wasn't
Burris.
even drafted.
If he would have had a couple more years of Burris, I think it would be like
that
he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's Eli's guy, man. I think they had such a good connection.
That was his Marvin Harrison,
Yeah.
He knew like that, even that toss in the last Super Bowl, the last touchdown throw in that Super Bowl, he knew what Plex was gonna be. He just threw it up there. He's like, oh, this is an easy one.
I never forgave Bloomberg for
but then he shot himself
for putting Burris in jail.
He shot himself in that. What was the name of that club?
He shot himself in the thigh. I don't know.
The Spanish club that was on 96th Street. What was the name of that club?
Sazon?
Latin Quarters.
Oh, Latin
Quarters.
Yo, if that happened today, Burris would have been out of jail the next day.
He would have been ready to go next.
Yo,
practice.
Bloomberg had that shit like, yo, you're gonna have a 4-year prison sentence for just accidentally your gun going.
For holding a bullet, you put a bullet in your pocket. That's 10 years.
But the gun was unregistered, and it was the serial number was carved off of it. So I get like whatever,
Of course it was. It's gangster, son.
No, you know what? I was questioning if Eli was a Hall of Famer, and then I actually looked up like his regular season stats, and he had a great run. Like,
he did.
He had like 6 years where he was.
They wasted 5 of his last years.
Yeah,
no O-line. Eli never had an offensive line.
I'll give you that. He never had a
Give him some
decent.
protection. He'll pick. I distinctly remember games where he's like, "All right, these guys ain't blocking," but he would pick defenses apart.
Yeah.
I think he had one of the best reads on defense. I remember him destroying Philly when McNabb was the quarterback. I remember that game where we beat Philly in Philly because of a last minute throw to Eli did. I just feel like every other Nick Giants fan, like protect the guy. And could you imagine if we had an O line and he had Odell and Saquon?
Oof.
Because he had him for one season.
Oh my God.
He had Odell. I don't know if him and Odell like their personalities matched.
I listen.
Yeah, but
give me a Jeremy
they were
Shockey.
connected.
Give me a
And
Jeremy
he didn't even get
Shockey.
to play with Shockey.
Right. Give me a Jeremy Shockey. You know, those 2 seasons that he was here kicking ass as an actual tight end because that's the other thing, bro. You got to give it to Eli. You know,
He didn't have no tight ends. He didn't have no running backs. He didn't have no wide receivers.
Shockey was like the Matt Harvey of tight ends, you know?
And you know what it is? He's
like all over the magazines and stuff. He's the guy.
Analogy. Yeah.
Then he disappears, and then he's at City Field.
He's like they were both shooting stars. Like enjoy them at the short time that we had.
Listen. So you have like it's literally that you have Linsanity. You have in football was Shockey, in basketball was Linsanity, right? These flashes.
Yeah, but Jeremy Lin could have. I think he could have. Out of the three, he could have went more. Like I think he could have kept going.
Man, yeah. Have you like Miami, go back and watch some Shockey highlights, though, bro? Go back and watch some Shockey highlights.
He never came back after the injuries.
That was ridiculous in his prime. Oof.
So you're telling me you'd rather have Shockey instead of Saquon and Odell?
No.
How much of a shelf life would he really have had? The way he was again,
the way that he was playing, right? Because he was a tough dude. He ran, but he was, you know,
like a Jeremy Lin. Like I actually think Lin was a decent point guard. Like people were like, "Oh, he was trash," but
no, he was good.
First year in Houston before James Harden got there, he was doing work. He was like really taking on the challenge of being the guy there. And then Harden came, and it was like, yo, Lin was like gone.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
instant journeyman after that.
Top of the 6, 3-2 from New York.
3-2. Come on,
3-2. Oh wait, we're up 3-2, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Top of the 6. That's not that. You know. Yeah. We're still there. We're good. Thank you for that update, though. I almost forgot that we're still doing this. So this is a segment I like to call the wake up call, right? So I'm gonna focus on Jaime, then I'll focus on you, Jerry, and I want you to give me your best halftime speech to an athlete or team that you're very passionate about. So, right. If this is for Jaime, well, all of us were probably going to end up doing the Giants. Jaime, you're talking to the Giants. Give me that halftime speech that's going to turn around the entire franchise. And you're talking to the Giants, the owners, the GMs, everything.
Turn around the franchise now? Like where they're now?
You're going to give them a speech that's going to inspire the wake-up call.
We released Daniel Jones.
That is the
everybody rejoice.
It's not even a speech. He's not even giving a speech. He's like, release Daniel Jones.
We released this is like halftime, right? Yo, we sent him home.
Bye, Daniel.
He ain't coming back for the second half.
Right.
We will no longer have this average, boring, not
regular named quarterback,
mildly talented quarterback that should never have been drafted. Where he was drafted. So we lifted the curse of Gettleman, but we still left some of his remnants here.
The Gettleman curse.
To fully exercise all the Gettleman demons. And we're to fully exercise all the Gettleman demons. We've released the guy who pretty much set off this this period of uninspired Giants football. and I want to start the new. I want to start this new period of Giants football by losing all of our games for the rest of the season, and getting the best position in the draft so we can get a freaking franchise quarterback and start from scratch. We got a potential star wide receiver, Malik Neighbors. You know, we pick up some other talent, offensive talent, free agency, get a young quarterback, and let's go. Let's start this new Giants. Let's rewrite our history great again. And let's get back to the Super Bowl where we belong, because the NFC East every year underachieves, and we're always too sucky to take advantage of it. So that's it. We're gonna lose.
That was a beautiful.
That was good.
We're gonna lose to win. Thank you.
That was good. I admit I was thrown a little bit off. Let's trade Daniel Jones. It was more of a statement than a.
He was nice.
But I was trying to say, like, if this was a real thing, me as
it came up beautifully though.
Literally had just released him, so it was that sort of like dramatic opening. Like, he's gone. I just told him to go home. I just sent him home with his ball.
Jerry, that you have something different, or would you?
I would be the assistant coach behind Jaime like this, nodding. Yup. Bye, Daniel.
I wouldn't even be the assistant coach. I'd be the security guard that opens the door. Like, dude, don't come back here.
I'm doing my Al Pacino from that football movie. But that Oliver Stone football movie, what was it?
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday. I'm doing my Any Given Sunday speech, and Jerry's just like, and I'm like, don't waste my motherfucking time.
You're what's the name of that running back? Oh my god, he was so good. He's in the film, and he plays. He plays the defensive coordinator.
I hope you're not talking about Dave Meggett.
No, man.
Is he on the Diddy list?
Rodney Hampton?
Cleveland Browns.
Imagine
Cleveland Browns. No. You guys will get the answer right away. Cleveland Browns running back. Jim Brown. Jim Brown plays the defensive coordinator in the movie. And when he's giving that speech, Jim Brown's like, "Yeah, God damn it." That's Jerry.
Jim Brown was an actor too, though. He was a master. He was a freaking Mars Attacks. Like, what the?
Well, for me, it doesn't get any better than "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker."
That was the best.
Jim Brown did it. Yeah, Jim Brown did a great job.
No, so now, also don't forget From Dusk Till Dawn.
He was in. He was in that. No, he was.
And he became a vampire. You don't remember he became a vampire?
No, that's not Jim Brown. I thought that was Shaft.
Nah, Richard Roundtree. No, it was Jim Brown.
Oh my God! I think I'm good at this stuff, and I think I'm gonna see if you're trumping me.
I'm just you know why I know? Because oh no, you're right. I'm wrong.
He was right. It is Shaft.
It's Shaft that's in the film.
No, that's not Shaft. We're both wrong. It's
it is.
That's not Shaft. It's a third. It's another guy, Fred Williamson, who was he was also Richard Roundtree was Shaft.
Oh, Richard Roundtree was Shaft. Yeah, you're right. Sorry,
but it was another football.
It is Fred Williamson. It is Fred. I mean, Fred Williamson looks very close to a man that can play Shaft. No,
I think he looks very close to Jim Brown. They could be twins.
I think he looks more like Shaft.
I think you both sound racist.
Let's move on from this potentially racist conversation. And
great film.
All I'm hearing is like Jim's brown, Jim's black, Jim's yellow. No, go ahead.
Great film, by the way. Go watch it.
Yeah.
So now on to these guys right here.
Hey!
Oh. That was an unfortunate hairstyle at that time for him, but he got the braids now, so we're good.
How do we know that he's got braids there?
It looks like they're shorter there.
Nah, he's got the braids. This is from
last year. Short. He got a little short there.
Yeah, he looks cool. He looks like, So how do you guys feel about the trade? Let's get some instant reaction in right here. Like, The deal's official. Um, we got Cat now. Did you
Jerry,
guys read on the financials and everything on the trade?
Yeah.
yeah, shout out Brock Aller. He's because he was finding loopholes on in the new collective
Mhm.
bargaining thing.
Yeah. The
So
CPA
we were
agreement.
able to get a guy from a European team and re-sign him just so we could put him in the trade. He was doing all these crazy maneuvers that only like super mathematical, beautiful minding. He was beautiful minding the collective bargaining agreement. So shout out Brock Aller. The Knicks can never get rid of that guy. He always knows how to balance the money with the trades, all that
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah.
So because of this trade, the Knicks can now keep their starting five for the next 5 years. All
Correct.
these guys are under 30
Locked up.
for 5 years. So five guys in their prime. Uh, let's talk about the trade. We gave up Donte DiVincenzo, obviously, Julius Randle in exchange for Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, those are the names you'll know. We actually got the draft rights. What was the guy's player? We got the draft rights to a player. Minnesota ended up getting DiVincenzo, first round pick. Randle, which is crazy that I'm mentioning Devo before Randle. And the draft rights to certain players. I don't have the whole specifics here. Don't kill me. So I wanted when the trade happened, my
Rick,
heart
I want to
was
hear from you. You could. I feel like I want to hear you lead this off because
Yeah.
in a group chat that same night,
yeah. We were going back and forth.
We were all talking.
you were one of the first people that I heard that was like, why are we doing this? Or
Right.
you were unsure. You were unsure of this trade having to be made. So I want to hear your side of it first.
So first thoughts that came to mind when the trade happened was, why are we doing this? We didn't even give our team, that January team with
Right.
Bridges, a run minus iHeart, a run and see what we got. First of all, in my mind, as a Knicks fan, I thought what we had already in house,
Mm-hmm.
we added Bridges, so it was just like, to me, and it's like adding Bridges and Randle because Randle was hurt. We didn't even get to see Julius. By the way, not an easy player to come by. 25-10 guy, not the prettiest 25-10 you'll see, but in that January run, the weight was lifted off his shoulders. He had help, OG came in there, and now you're adding Bridges. I'm excited about seeing Bridges and OG together, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and then I kind of fell in love with Donte DiVincenzo. One of the things in the playoffs that I thought was we didn't give Donte enough minutes. So that's, believe it or not, in a Tibbs team, I felt Donte not just minutes but shots. Like I think Donte could be a steady 25 point per game guy
Okay.
on a team if given the
25?
opportunity. 25 a game
What on the
Wow.
if
Wizards?
given the opportunity
On the Wizards?
and the minutes and the minutes. So this is the thing, like Jeremy Lin. We were talking about Lin. It's all about giving players opportunity. I think Donte, if you give him the opportunity and the minutes, on the starting minutes, I think he's going to be a 20 guy, 20 a game.
I'll get. You know what? I'll swallow. Sorry. Pause.
Oh,
I'll.
Whoa,
Oh,
that's
I
wow.
will take 25. I will take 20 over 25 because we're
20
he
is
pretty much
what?
averaged 19.
right.
He averaged
You know
19.
what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. I'll take that. Because that he is capable of that.
Starting on a team. So give him the minutes. So the Donte thing was bothering me. I wasn't really married to Randall, but I had grown to respect the fact that he did what Stoudemire did. And really, he did it more than Stoudemire because he didn't come here for the money. He really came here to ball, and he, took some. Boy, we gave that guy, like, as fans, everything was like, yo, we just got to get Randall. He stops the ball here, blah, blah, blah. And New Yorkers don't necessarily love Cat. Now, This was trade night. We're all having our.
I think there's a lot of misinformation there, but continue.
So, no. I'm gonna give you where I'm at now. This was all trade night. So I also said shout out to John Rios. I love John Rios. He's another Knicks fan. By the way, I'm doing a podcast tip off night for 237 No Place Like Home out in Brooklyn for Knicks tip off night. I'm a guest on the show, so is John. We're gonna be talking about the Knicks.
Nice.
My I text John that night, and John was like, Rick, I'm gonna need 3 days to process this shit. And then as you know, the trade wasn't finalized, I started getting more details, right? I knew the Donte report was bullshit. Like the dude just had an amazing run in the playoffs. There's no way. Yes, he might have not loved the reduced minutes, but who doesn't want to be on this team? Right? Randle, I could see the extension thing. I could see that. I could see him wanting to move forward. But then when the mathematics of the trade came out and the entire offseason, how we executed with this new collective bargaining agreement we have in place, I was like, oh my God. Not only are we getting talented players, but we're being smart about our money. So we're great now, but we're also not destroying what we could have in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Sold. Then I also went back and I watched Minnesota's playoff run. Right? Cat's not soft. Might be a little zesty, as people are saying online. But Cat's not soft. I texted my boy, Mike DP, the mayor from Dykeman. Mike knows Cat personally. And he was like, nah, we good. And Mike's a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
We go with this trade. Trust me. He's going to hold the tone. Cat's been an avid Knicks fan his whole life. His mother's Dominican. There's just a lot of, like, his performance in the playoffs, I just feel like this could work because I know he knows this is JB's team, first of all. So I'm sold on it. I'm ready to see it now. But I was extremely ready to watch the season already. We didn't have to do this trade. But now that we have done this trade and we have the flexibility for the future and what we have now, I'm not questioning Leon Rose ever in my life. So I thought the OG trade was awful. The first person I text was Bago, and he walked me off the ledge, and he was 100% correct. And then we did that whole thing. So I'm going to let the basketball guys do what they know what to do. You know, I think this works well for us. Plus, we got a defensive center because he blocks shots, he protects the rim, and he shoots like Devo. So what did we really lose? And his 25 and 10 isn't as ugly as Randle's. So
yet to see, but
yet to see. Again, yes, they haven't played together. So I'm sold. I'm ready. I drank the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
I'm on board. I'm still heartbroken because I just think DiVincenzo was so filthy in those moments. And
the big ragu.
I hope we have something in the chamber in McBride or maybe.
I mean, look,
that's going to replace
real quick. McBride, when he started, produced similar numbers to DiVincenzo. 19 points a game.
Correct.
You know, he was hitting the three at the end of at the second half of the season. Not as much as DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo was doing, Klay Thompson numbers last year.
I mean,
but McBride, I've always thought that he needs more playing time too. And
opportunity, like I said, playing time and opportunity to the right guy, they could take advantage of it. Jeremy Lin took advantage of it, and guys need to do that. So
when I first heard the trade, it was like, oh snap, they did it. I don't think I had like if I was happy with it or not, but after thinking about it more, it made me think about the 2022 season, the We Here season. New York We Here season, right?
Ran into Atlanta in the playoffs.
We ran into Atlanta, but we overachieved that year.
Yeah.
And what did Leon Rose do? He fell in love with the supporting cast. He re-signed Reggie Bullock off an outlier season. He re-signed Burks off an outlier season. He re-signed Noel off an outlier season. And those guys didn't have the same season the next year. Because why? Because they are supporting guys who overachieve. Now, I think DiVincenzo is not to that degree, but I do think the season he had last year is not going to be replicated. I mean, it was such a great season. I don't think he had been in the league 6 years before that and never. He was a solid guy, but he was never that. And I get playing time, but he wasn't going to get playing time with Bridges here at all. And you know how I know that? Because the first half of the year, when he was on the bench, he was not getting playing time. He was getting that same Obi Toppin type treatment where you get 15 minutes here, you get 15 minutes here. If you're lucky, you get 20 minutes. But then one day you might get 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're hot, we might play you in the fourth, maybe.
Right. So yeah. I'm just glad, and I'll keep it short with this first thought.
Donte was 17, 4, and 2 with a 41% shooting percentage.
Yeah, I'm just glad that Leon Rose didn't repeat that and didn't fall in love with the idea of, you know, a supporting guy stopping a trade for a potential high reward superstar guy. Like Towns is super flawed, but the upside of him is, yo, we could win a championship with him. The upside of him is bigger than the upside of keeping Randle on a, you know, who's probably was just gonna have one more year. So we're wasting our core for one more year with Randle, who's probably not gonna be here, you know, after this year. And then so basically you're gonna not do that trade because of DiVincenzo. So I'm glad he learned his lesson from 2022.
I don't think he was a role player though, Jaime. I agree with your entire argument, but I feel like, yes, 6-7 years in the league, but it's the same thing with JB. JB, before we signed him, he just had that run with Dallas. Now he's coming into his own. Same thing with Hart. Hart didn't have a home, dude. And Hart wasn't like, when we traded for Hart, I was like, all right, we're going to get some hustle. I didn't think this is the player we're going to get. You know, I feel like Josh came into his own here too. And I think Donte, short time with us, he was coming into his own. Now, with that being said, we didn't even mention Bridges' name. So Bridges and OG, to me, again, is what I'm excited about. I think having two guys that could defend like that, could defend Brown and Tatum, and now we have someone for KP, which is ironic. He used to be ours. And Embiid, Cat is not afraid of Embiid. So,
yeah.
Look,
props to them for that.
Look, I kind of had the same. I was on the same vibe as Jaime was, as far as like, you know, I wasn't like, oh man, like, oh fuck, did we do that? Like, I was like, oh shit, they pulled, because that's also been talked about. That wasn't a secret.
For a while, Cat's been circling with us for a while.
And the fact that they got him, they were able to get him for Julius Randle, which thank God Minnesota puts the same value, put that value on Julius Randle to be able to trade him for Cat, to be honest with you.
Well, they couldn't afford Cat, and they needed to find a player.
Well, you know what I'm saying. But
do what Cat does, and then also keep Anthony happy, because they're going to go all in on it.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, for you to find somebody to trade Julius Randle for, you understand? Because also you were trading away an all-star caliber player, Julius. You couldn't just give him away, you know? So that being said,
all NBA, all-star.
All I'm going to say is this. I was ready to run with that team as well. I was waiting to see that 16-2 team run it with Mikal Bridges. You know, like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? You know, people were giving Julius Randle a bad rap as far as with this team, because like they sort of forgot that month, you know, that they actually were winning with him on that starting five. But I will tell you this. These are the things that worked against Randle, right? Like, as soon as I heard they traded Randle, as well as he was playing and as much as I was liking him lately, can't be a hypocrite. I've been wanting for them to get rid of him since like the first, like, I've been like, yo, we cannot win with this guy being a 1. He could be a 2, a number 2 guy to somebody else. But as a number 1, we're not winning. Like when the game is on the line, the ball can't be in his hands. Like I don't want it in his hands. It's not that he's not capable or whatever. He just wasn't a 1A for me, number 1. And so I'm not gonna be a hypocrite about it when I say, okay, fine, cool. Number 2, he did that kind of to himself by turning on the fans. You know, you come to New York, put your head down. Look at Lindor. Lindor has gotten more abuse, or just as much or more abuse than Randle did. And Lindor never fucking gave a thumbs down to the fans.
He did actually.
He did actually.
Actually, he did. Okay.
We're biased, but
yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Bias, well, he did it first, but he did it one time.
I want to say he was influenced by
Bias. Is boy, though.
But yeah, Bias is a very bad influence.
Yeah. They tried to say it wasn't. No,
right?
Did they try to say it wasn't to the fans anyway? But yeah,
but
Lindor should be the MVP.
But
oh no, right. I love Lindor. Lindor's he's going.
You know, Lindor's earned his spot. But what I'm saying is, Randle kind of did that to himself with the fans, right? And he didn't have the game that here in New York fans would appreciate, right? Because the thing is, he was doing it on talent. We want to see effort. You know, you don't have that's why Hart is here. He's not the best shooter. He's not the best defender. But man, that guy puts his fucking
he's got
heart
some
on
balls, dude. To take that shot in the playoffs, that 3-pointer.
You know what I'm saying? So if we're sitting here talking right now and you're telling me that Hart was included in that trade with Randle instead of DiVincenzo, I'd probably be a lot more upset, you know? But to me, DiVincenzo is a role player. I don't think he's a super. I don't think he's a star. I know. I don't think he's a.
I overvalue him more than you guys do.
No, and I get it. And also, like
I felt like he created a shot. He could off the dribble. He could, there's a couple things.
But there was also so much other stuff that was going with DiVincenzo as far as him playing here, right? Like the Italian community. They finally had an Italian guy that probably gave him a little bit of extra confidence when he's on the court and taking a little bit more shots and playing
swagger, like the big ragu.
Yeah, he's the big ragu, and I'm not trying to take away anything from what he did this season, but I will say I believe, like Jaime, he did overachieve. He dropped 39 in that last game, but nobody else was playing. You understand what I'm saying? Like he had to drop 39 because nobody else was on the court.
But I feel Donte's ceiling is a lot higher than a lot of people don't realize.
Okay. If that's true.
And I honestly feel like with minutes and time, it's not gonna happen in Minnesota because he's
I think this is where we disagree. Me and Jaime feel he hit a ceiling. Like this is
right. And let me, and I love Donte. I'm just playing Dante's advocate.
Yeah.
Let me play Dante's advocate for a second. If the Knicks believed that he was that guy that you're saying, they wouldn't have made that Mikal Bridges trade because that Mikal Bridges trade automatically
cut his minutes.
Dante, we loved what you did, but we're gonna bring you back.
Because on the rotation scale, on the rotation, right? In the order of rotation, he's always gonna be behind Hart.
Yeah, but this is the thing. All right, you mentioned Bridges. All right, that's a trade you have to do, regardless. One of the best two-way players in the NBA, great defender. Regardless how you value him, regardless you had to make that trade.
Regardless, you have Klay Thompson 2.0.
Right.
Regardless of that.
Okay.
Because you're lining him up with OG and you're going to have them both. And Bridges' offensive game is pretty good.
Very good.
Like you have a coach that doesn't play his bench guys.
Right.
No, I'm almost glad we're thin at bench.
Yeah.
There's going to be less players that I'm going to be pissed off that we're not playing.
And I'm also going to tell you another thing.
I just think this was just the beginning of Dante's career. I think this is his ascension.
Well, I
think he will make. I'm gonna say this. I feel like one day if he gets the minutes, he could make an all-star team.
So I'm
his
in a
offensive game to me is that good.
So listen to this. I'm in a weird position right now because both of you guys have a guy that I felt was you guys overvalued a little bit. Like me and Jaime have had this conversation about Hartenstein, and I'm having this conversation with you about.
I value him.
I know, but this is a similar conversation I'm having with you about Donte. Meaning,
you
like,
trade
I
Mitch.
thought Hardenstein. Yeah, I really liked him.
Trade
So-
Mitch.
that
Let's
hurt.
keep
That
my
hurt.
heart.
no. So
Yeah.
but my thing was is like I was telling them, like, it's the same thing with Donte. He's gonna go over there, he's gonna do his thing, but they're not gonna have the type of seasons that they had here this year, how they had it here. I just don't see it.
I like Donte so much that I know if we didn't do this deal, a lot of my season next year would be like, why did he take Donte out? Donte was on fire. Donte hit 3 threes in a row.
Yeah.
I love Hart, but it's like you don't need Hart at the end of every game if you have Donte doing this, playing well. That's what was happening in the first half of the year last year, and it was like. So I do if anything, I do believe that Donte is talented, but on this team, that talent next year with Bridges here was going to go to waste.
And also, I knew it was a good trade. You want to know why it was a good trade? Because everybody hated it. And the last 3 good moves that have been made by the Knicks were totally hated by the fans, and they worked out. Brunson,
so
OG for IQ. Because let's be real, it wasn't for Barrett, it was for IQ.
Yeah, I hated it.
The
same thing with Donte.
And it's the same thing with Donte.
I was upset about IQ. I love RJ. RJ.
Yeah.
RJ could be an amazing player, but I was more upset about IQ.
Sure.
And the JB thing. So much wiser basketball people were telling me, yeah, the Knicks are going to go in on Brunson. And I was like, who the hell is Jalen Brunson?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I saw the playoff run with Dallas. I was like, okay, this was one run in the playoffs. That doesn't mean this guy's going to be, But then they were like, yo, look at the math of the contract. If he plays just, what he did there in that Dallas series, he's going to be underpaid.
Right.
And that's what the fuck happened.
And people were pissed. They gave him $100 million. They're like, who the hell is Jalen Brunson? You know what I mean? The fandom here. But
again, Stephen A. Smith and a bunch of
you gotta eat their words, bro. All of them. I love it.
And now they gotta kiss. They gotta kiss
the ring.
No, but people that knew Brunson, people that had played with Brunson were surprised. They didn't think he had that gear in him. Like, he surprised everybody. He surprised close personal friends of his. Like, he just. I don't.
Well,
who knew he was going to be?
I was already happy with regular season Brunson, but playoff season Brunson, because
did you see that was what I'm saying? Like, when I saw him in that playoffs that year, like whenever, because the thing is, nobody can play with Luka. Okay, nobody can play with Luka. Luka needs to have the ball in his hands. He's doing all the other shit. But when he was on the court, and the thing that I liked was he was doing the shit that he was doing here already, where he would be all the way down low. He backed the guy up and then shoot around in the paint area, just doing it. And I was like, this guy's playing like a power forward at point guard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Knicks style.
Yeah.
Oakley and Mace used to do that.
Yeah, just like backing them in, and then once they're in within the paint, they work their magic. So it wasn't a thing where I was like, oh my God, we're gonna win a championship, but I liked the move. I really did like the move as soon as they signed, because I was like, yo, we got finally a point guard. The other thing about the trade also that people are like, yeah, Cat knows he's coming to Brunson's team.
Mm-hmm.
When Randle was here,
I hope.
No. There is no question about it. It's not. I hope anybody that watched the playoffs last year,
he's not option one. He
has to know that, and I don't think Randle always knew that because it was his team first. Do you understand? And I know they played well and everything together. We don't know. And also, this is
January team though is 14.
No, of course, but this is also a walk year for Randle business, right? Yeah. How would he have what if he's not getting the ball enough? Listen, he's up for a contract.
Now, I do think Randle, he gets a bad rap for being, sometimes, he had that moment where he didn't seem
like an ugly 25-10, man. I remember.
No, but I'm saying, like, there was that rap when, he was arguing with coaches.
Yeah, he was just arguing with everybody.
People think that he's not a team player, but I don't think he would sabotage a season to be selfish. I do think that if he would have stayed here for one more year, he would have played his butt off.
He legit put it out there, like, whatever the team needs me to do.
I don't
want a guy to establish a chemistry with the core if he's not going to be part of the core.
Right.
Going forward,
I and I'm with you on that. I feel like and they also saw life without him in the playoffs. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying? They were like, holy shit.
more than the playoffs. Randle was out for most of the
Oh,
second
well,
half.
I'm saying though that run that they had in the playoffs,
Yeah.
like that's where it counts. And then again, he didn't help himself by having the shitty record that he has in the playoffs. And then for the Knicks to do this well without him, all the signs were there. All the signs were there. I just know that moving forward, Cat is coming onto this team. It's Brunson's team. No question. He just not only did he just get the contract that he took a pay cut on and all that shit. They named him captain. They named him captain. There's no question.
The prestigious honor of being a Knicks captain. Let's ask Lance Thomas.
Yeah, he's coming into the situation knowing what the hierarchy is. What'd you say?
No, that
the prestigious honor of being Knicks captain.
Yeah.
Just look at our last captain, Lance Thomas. He exemplified New York. Now he can't sell his Tribeca townhouse, but
you might as well.
But I get it, Jay.
Give the captainship to like the team doctor at that point. If you're gonna give it to Lance Thomas, it's like, come on, whose decision was that?
I think this has been a buildup of 20 years of suffering, 20 years of, and honestly, today I look back at some of those teams that Crawford, Marbury, who was the other guy on that team?
Crawford, baby.
Was not, we had something there.
Yeah.
We just had Eddie Curry with it, which it didn't fit. But
Crawford, Randolph.
We had Zach Randolph.
Oh, Zach. We had Zebo.
Because Zebo catapulted when he left us.
Jesus Christ.
But Zebo was another guy.
He was with us, though.
Zebo was another 25-10 guy, right? That you would look
but
up.
How does
he have 25-10?
Zach, I liked him. I was like, yo, let's get rid of Curry.
Yeah.
Randolph, he wasn't pretty either, but like he got his numbers.
You would watch
and then he went to Memphis and just became like that guy.
New York mentality type of player, though. That's why.
You would watch a game with Randolph and you would look up and you're like, motherfucker has 30 and 12. Like, how did that happen? You know what I'm saying?
Even that moment, even that brief like couple weeks when Keith Van Horn was playing well for us. and I was like, yo, he's finally breaking out. We finally get full Van Horn. We get prime Van Horn. It was just
look,
they
same
traded
Van
him
Horn
soon after. I think he would have continued to play well.
He did some damage here. But look, we're also talking about history, years and years of bad.
McGrady, his first game as a Knick was amazing. I don't know anything after that.
But what I'm saying
entire David Lee and Nate Robinson era, which those are the two best players in their
team. Knick fans still love David Lee.
Listen, this is what I'm saying though. It's years and years of bad trades that we've seen, and for us to see what they're doing in this offseason so smartly, like the last time we had a really good homegrown team, right? We traded it away for Melo, who was going to be a free agent the next year anyway. Like crazy shit that they didn't, like they blew up the team.
Well, that was known. Donnie Walsh was opposed to it. Donnie knew he could sign him in the offseason.
But
Donnie Walsh, I think, was one of the best presidents of basketball operations that we had in a while. And I think if Dolan would have listened to him and just, we didn't get LeBron, whatever, but we got pieces here. We got something going. Stoudemire was cooking with that team he had.
We found players like Wilson Chandler. They were doing work here.
Wilson Chandler's nasty. You
understand what I'm saying? These were guys that went like he almost wasn't he undrafted?
Gallo was disgusting.
Gallo was nice,
But I think
I was okay with it. I was good with it.
I think if they would have stayed on that team with Anthony. Yeah, it would have been. Mozgov got a $100 million contract somehow after he left the Knicks. So he was valuable for like a year or two.
Yeah,
but I think those guys, they were solid. I still think.
I'm just saying, every time they were building something, they traded it away. Like every time they had something, they traded. Like this is the first time we're excited. Not only about
a point guard, Jerry. That's the whole equation.
Melo
has always look at Melo's best season. I feel like we wasted Carmelo Anthony. We could have had a championship with him.
The slander on Melo
His best seasons were with a good point guard. Had Melo had a solid point guard, and Melo, and when we had Tyson Chandler and Melo together, I was like, yes, this is just kind of like them. Yes, Stoudemire was there; he's often hurt, but Melo and Chandler, give me a point guard with these two guys.
And I think that's what's happening right now. You need for it to be successful in this game. You know, there's a lot of different formulas, right? But the fact that we have a great point guard and a good big man, possibly great big man.
Now we got a Hulk. We got a zesty
Hulk. And then the in-between
outshoot anybody.
Listen, and then we have
go shoot a shot.
Yeah. And he's gonna be in Dykeman smoking a hookah, hitting on guys. So
every day.
all these, but then you have the in-betweens, right, with the Knicks, because it's like we have good role players. You know, you have the ultimate role player in Josh Hart. You have ultimate defenders in two.
Josh Hart is New York.
Yo, come on, man. You got two wingmen that can defend, score.
Anybody.
You know,
that's what
listen. OG from the corner is deadly. Bridges could drop 50 if he wanted to, because he has. So it's like we have this team that we're excited about seeing. And again, they're not only put together for now, but for the future. That's amazing.
So that sounds like the speech you wanted me to give to the Giants.
That's it. That was it.
I mean,
that was inspiring.
This is an inspiring speech to give after the trade. So I am excited for this season.
The Brewers have tied the game 3-3 in the ninth
inning.
Diaz gave it up.
Bottom of the eighth.
Oh, come on, Jerry. Still early.
I thought Diaz was going to choke it up.
Sorry.
Early. I'm going to close this out real quick. Best favorite comedy sports moment that's ever happened in any game for either one of you, whether it be LeBron with the
like a real moment.
Yeah, like a real moment in sports that you'll never forget.
Oh my God.
For me, it has to be the ridiculous pine tar on Michael Pineda's neck. Michael Pineda was Dominican man. He's super dark, but you could still see
he was glossy on the side. I remember that.
Glossy as fuck. And you know, I thought that was comical to me. For other people, it could be other things. The LeBron thing is one because that.
I'm gonna say Sanchez's butt fumble for the Jets.
Oh, wow, that's
bad.
That was very Jets, a very Jets like thing to happen. But that anytime they talk about Mark Sanchez, the first thing they think of is the butt fumble. Shit. Yeah. So that has to fumble?
Be. Jerry, what's yours?
Oh man, I mean, I'm gonna stick to the Mets since that's what I'm gonna go to a Mets memory. And I was a kid, and I remember Howard Johnson.
Oh,
I remember Howard Johnson, and it was like a doubleheader. And Howard Johnson must have hit like 3 or 4 home runs in those 2 games. And then I remember him going up, and Whitey Herzog, manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, asking for his bat to be checked in the middle of the game. And I had never seen anything like they actually stopped the game. They took the bat and they took it to the back. And they examined the shit and all that, like to see.
Done that a couple times, yeah.
Well, but that was the first time I saw this.
Yeah.
This was 87 or something like that, 88. And I just remember that being so like, oh shit. And then I mean this was off the field, but one of the most stupidest things after this was the firecrackers.
By JPP.
Yeah.
I was gonna go back.
No, not JPP. Not JPP. Oh. Vince Coleman and Daryl Boston from the team that lost 120 games.
Yeah.
They threw firecrackers at a group of people and hurt a little girl and a reporter and all this other shit. It was funny to light up firecrackers and actually, look it up.
I'm also gonna go even more back, not a New York sports moment, but Chris Webber calling timeout with no timeouts.
Oh,
that's one of the most comical things. It's like, dude, really?
I saw Lawrence Taylor break Joe Theismann's leg.
Oh, that's not comical.
He broke his thighs. Those Theismann's thighs.
Yeah.
That was a gruesome injury.
I mean,
I've
but
seen
back
it.
then, everybody was cheering that on. That was amazing. Yeah, he fucking broke his leg. Yeah.
All right, and Jerry was talking about checking bats. I distinctly remember Sammy Sosa for the Chicago Cubs. There was many suspicions about him. One day he got a hit, cracked the back in half,
And the
and
cork
you
in it.
clearly see the corks in the bat.
Oh, the
So,
cork in it, yeah. Oh, Randy Johnson killing the bird on a pitch.
that's I think that's the coolest shit I've ever seen. That bird disintegrated.
It was in the pieces.
So I want to thank you both for being on the inaugural episode of the Rick H Show.
Ooh, wow.
Look, hey, some habits die. Old habits die hard.
I mean, oh my god, I didn't think I would ever.
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you for inviting us to be on, bro, on your inaugural episode. By the way,
I'm pretty sure you guys will be regulars on this pod. So thank you for joining the pod. Go ahead, Jaime.
We're on the eve of a potential Mets choke job, so it's fitting. It's fitting that we decided to do this tonight.
Remember to like, subscribe, share, follow, all that great stuff. Jaime, thanks. Jerry, thank you much.